Good evening, sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is the closing bell for Monday, May 16th, 2022. New start, new day, new week, new beginning. That goes for me and the rest of the VIP family, and hopefully everyone else. The ones that had a great week, God bless you. Hope you add to your bankroll and you just understand it is a day-to-day grind. Yesterday's shower doesn't take care of today. Remember that, will you? Seems like forever since I talked to my co-host, Mr. Scott Webb. We have a all MLB board as both NBA and NHL is dark tonight. Game sevens all around the planet the last few days. Overtime everywhere. Congrats to Scott and his um, Tampa Bay Lightning as now they stay in this friendly state of Florida and face the Panthers. That ought to be a great series. I saw Panthers open up around minus 156. And everyone that had Tampa in the first series is running back to them. So I guess you keep playing the defending Stanley Cup champions times two. Keep playing them until they lose, right? And that could be in the Stanley Cup. What do I know, right? One game postponed. Thought it might be. It looked like there was a lot of rain coming in there. St. Louis and the Mets have been postponed. The rest of the East Coast currently is up. A pretty decent board, but let's bring in my co-host anyways, the one and only Mr. Scott E. Webb. Afternoon, Scotty.
Hey Jeff, it is a what I guess we can call this Baseball Monday, right? Or MLB Monday, anyway.
I talked a while back. I remember that Monday as we were moving from Kentucky back to Cape Cod, and Henry Aaron hit that homer against the Dodgers. Monday Night Baseball, way back in the day. I mean, I know Monday Night Football is big, but way back in the day, Monday Night Baseball was a big deal.
Yeah, it. I think it was too. I just don't know. Obviously, because of the regional coverage and the way baseball works today, I don't think you can ever have that. I don't even think you can have a game of the week anymore. I mean, it's just and how do you plan for a game of the week when these guys, switch pitchers around? Like Alcantara's pitching today and he's supposed to pitch yet tomorrow. So I mean, they move them up and they move people around. And they do stuff. It's just like what was the Hicks with St. Louis a couple days ago. They moved him back so they could have a lefty pitch against that team. Well, good thing they did that because they still lost. But the point of the matter is that I think you try to put your best foot forward, and these teams move stuff around based on who they play and obviously who they think the matchups best benefit. But no, I don't think you can have a national event. Even the Sunday night game, I don't know that gets really that much touting anymore.
Well, it's funny because today's world, the streaming and all the other platforms, the Fubo TV, the million places, Apple, Twitch, what is it called, Slingshot, whatever. There's just a billion of them, and the last year for DirecTV to have the NFL package. So there'll be no such thing as DirecTV in 1 year. You can mark my words on that. Thursday night games going to Amazon, ESPN Plus picking up the Sundays. This year in baseball, Apple has a couple baseball games. Now I got Nesson. I have the baseball package. I got MLB Network. I don't miss a beat. And you know what? If in a 162 game season I can't watch my team, well, guess what? There's 15 other damn games I can watch. So trust me, if Pedro was pitching, there'd be a problem. But I don't have any. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? I pay for the MLB package through MLB. I for years ago I used to have DirecTV, but I don't do that anymore. And what I love about it, it's a streaming service, so I get it on anything I want. I mean, it's on my tablet, my laptop, my computer, my phone, I can watch it anywhere. So that I like. just because it's so convenient to follow what's going on. You got a no hitter going on, you flip on a game, and there it is. Except for Rays, I can't watch Rays games because I'm in Tampa, so can't watch the Rays. But that's okay. I don't always need to see the Rays. I like to watch Wander Franco though; he's pretty good.
Nice board today. Let's bring it up. We got 6:21. You got a few minutes before the start of these games. I want you to tell the listeners everywhere on social media that they are watching us right now what your eyes are seeing.
Well, the first thing is I'm going to jump into that Washington-Miami game because it starts here in a minute, and I do have action on that game. So what I'm looking at here, guys, is that you got Sanchez going against Alcantara. Obviously, Alcantara is the better pitcher. There's no question he's the better pitcher. He's got bigger strikeouts, so that means balls are going to be put in play against Sanchez. Now, you got to meter that to a certain degree because Miami's not one of the greatest hitting teams. But Sanchez batting average against is 308. His whip rate's 1.42. So I expect the balls to be in play. And the more balls you get in play, that gives you the more opportunity to have base runners. But where I really like this game is in a sense that the Washington hitters, they got two guys that are over the 1 WAR category for on offense for the last 7 days, and they got 7 guys in the negative. So that means they're not really hitting the ball. And even though Miami is got 3 guys over the number, they got way less guys under. So they got more guys kind of in the middle. So what that kind of tells me is that, that 308 batting average against from Sanchez today matters. And I think that now you have to figure out how to play the game because, you're not going to go out there and I'm not going to tell you to go play minus 182 or 176 or whatever these numbers are. So you got 2 options, right? So you can play it first 5 if you want to, minus the half a run. And I think that number is like what, minus 105 or something, Jeff. I don't know if you got it there, but I think that's like minus 105 for Miami in the first 5 innings. So you've got that as an option, but then you got to make sure that you're going to obviously you're going to try to win that by half run. So you got to be ahead 1-0. It can't be tied. And with Miami, there's a possibility it could be 2-2 or something.
You're and this is, I'm going to get to one of the games I was looking at. Miami right now for the first 5 minus a half run is minus 130.
Oh, minus 130. Okay. So, no, I got this. There's another game that I had it the other way. So, it's one coming up. I'll tell you about. All right. So, sorry, that's my fault. So, all right. So now you got it at that same screen. Hit full game. The run line on the full game.
Opened at 135, and they're opened at 135 plus, and now they're plus 114 in the full game.
Right. So we talked about this a couple of days back, or at least I did it, in a sense of when you're going to play these these run line games, you got to figure out what's your edge and where's your advantage. So Washington's got a very bad bullpen, so I don't want to take that away from me. So I get it. They got to win by 2 now instead of win by 1. So I'm willing to take that, especially at that dog price number with the better offense, the better pitcher, and the better bullpen, because I think that makes more sense than to go play at minus 130 minus the half run. I'll take them minus the 1.5 and plus 115. That just makes more sense in my mind on how to play that game because what I'm banking on is Alcantara is going to be Alcantara. He's going to pitch pretty good. He's had real good success against the Washington Nationals. Sanchez. He got a game score 39. That's his year-to-date number. I mean, that's not very good. So he's off of a game score 45. He hasn't had a game score higher than 46. So I like the idea that this is a spot where Miami can do a little bit of damage here. Now that Detroit and Tampa game goes kind of think at the same time. That's Fado and Kluber. Now this is a flip flop. I don't really want to call it flip flop, but Kluber got destroyed the last time out. He got a game score 0. So I like to bet on guys like that because typically he's going to have a really good game. And Fado, he's got a game score of 57, so he pitched pretty well. He's only pitched twice. Game score 57, game score 39. So that's kind of about where it's supposed to be. You get a bad score, then you get a good score. So what I don't, and the other thing that I don't like about Fado today, his left on base percentage is over 80. So that's not going to be sustainable. So Tampa Bay should score some runs. I just don't like the way you have to play this game, and I don't trust Kluber at his age. Even though I think he's going to pitch well, I don't trust him. And the other part of this that I didn't like was Tampa Bay's got one guy that's batting over the number right now and 9 guys under. So I don't want to bet on a team to have to cover 2 or 3 runs or whatever it is, and they're not hitting. So I'm going to stay away from that one. But I am going to go with the Yankees today, and I don't really like to bet on the Yankees, but I'm going to take the Yankees. I like Severino today because Severino pitched poorly the last time out. Bradish has been pretty good, but he hasn't had really any setbacks. So the Yankees are a team that can, intimidate a young pitcher. And I think that that could be one of these spots here. He's got a game score 71 the last time out for Bradish. I don't think he's going to be able to do a game score 71 against the Yankees. But I will say the Yankees are a strange team. They won yesterday. They only had 4 hits, and they had 5 runs. They actually got out hit by the White Sox in 2 games that they won. But that's because they're drawing lots of walks, getting on base, and getting timely hitting. So I do like the idea that Baltimore might be able to play halfway decent here, but I think the better way to go here, again, is you can take the Yankees in the first 5 minus a half a run. I think that number, when I looked that up, was like minus 115 too or something. Where is it? There it is. Spreads. That number was minus 120, minus 115, depending on where you bet it at. And then you could play it full game. And if you played it full game, it's only minus 105. And the way the Yankees play, my thoughts is you want to play it full game, and they're going to be the away team, so you don't have to worry about the at-bat thing. And the reason I say you want to play it the way they play is because they need a bloop and a blast. That's how they're going to score their runs. They don't string together a bunch of hits. Which is a little bit concerning because of the way Baltimore has put up their stadium now. They move their fences back. So this isn't one of those things where they can just go right out there and, hit home run after home run or solo shot, whatever. I think this is going to be a little bit more of a battle. It might take a little longer. But I like the bullpen. I like the Yankee hitters. Baltimore doesn't have much on offense to at this point to muster anything there. Flexen, I like Flexen today. I just don't like what I think is going to happen. I like Flexen because he's off a game score 23. The problem is he's a balls in play kind of guy. Toronto hasn't been hitting, so I don't fear their offense, and Seattle has. So this is a pretty good spot for him. I just don't know that I trust him that well. So I'm going to stay off of that one, but I don't blame anybody for taking Seattle. And Jeff, you're not going to like me very well, but I don't blame anybody for taking Houston today. And I know it's Odorizzi, and I know it's Whitlock. I know all of that, but the guys on the Houston Astros offense right now, they got 7 deep that are hitting the ball. 7 deep. And I'm not saying that Whitlock can't get outs, because he can, but he's been good start, bad start, good start, bad start guy. So in terms of game score, he's a better pitcher than Odorizzi, but Odorizzi is a crafty guy, and he's thrown 3 straight great games. So maybe he's due for a bad spot here, and the Boston's coming home off of a good stretch against Texas, but Houston just is off of winning 11 straight games. So you can't be any hotter than that. So, and you're going to get him as a small dog here today against a pitcher that maybe goes 4 innings, maybe goes 5. And then you get the bullpen. And if you're telling me you're going to match up against the bullpen for what Boston can put out there, I don't have a problem with anybody who wants to play Houston today. The Michaelis game got rained out. I didn't really do much with the Pittsburgh game because I didn't have a pitcher in mind in that one until too late. The Atlanta-Milwaukee game is kind of intriguing to me. That number has moved a lot, and Peralta is getting a lot of steam here. I'm not going to bet on Atlanta today, but I think if you're playing Peralta today, you're probably on the right side. But at the same time that you're on the right side is probably bad timing because that number opened a lot smaller than where it's moved to. I think it's 160 now or something crazy like that. And it would, huh?
It opened at 1:30, but I'm going to say there has been some afternoon steam on it, but there was a correction as well. So it doesn't. If you're looking now and you didn't look this morning, I mean, there's a 160 at South Point, a 170 at DraftKings. It's not the steam itself is more. I'm calling more of a corrected line than actual, 5, 10, 15, 20, cent moves.
Yeah, no, I got you. But look, if you wanted to play that one, you should need to play that one last night instead of now. You can't play, in my mind, you can't go out there and play minus 160, minus 170 when you could have got it at 130. I mean, you can't do it. So I think you got to stay away. I do like Syndergaard today for Atlanta or for the Angels against Gray, but I also kind of like the over in that game. I didn't play it, but I kind of liked it because both teams' offenses, Texas got to hit up on Boston a little bit. The Angels beat up on Oakland some, and I think that you're going to see that offenses carry over in this game. Syndergaard's turning things around a little bit, meaning that his strikeout rate's going up a little bit compared to what he was, but he's a ground ball pitcher now. I mean, he's got over 50% ground balls, which is not the way a hard thrower gets out. So he's not the same Syndergaard that was on the Mets, but he's very good and he's just more hittable, more balls in play. So that's conducive to me to an over. And Johnny Cueto is going to get a pitch today for the White Sox. I don't know what you're going to get out of that. I mean, I don't know what you're going to get out of that. I mean, I look at that and go, holy crap, this might be an over just on one side of it. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But San Francisco's got Wood going against Senzatella. Do you know that Senzatella's strikeout rate is 2.96 per 9 innings? No, you're not even getting 3 strikeouts in 9 innings. I mean, what the hell's the matter with these guys? They got to throw guys out there that get strikeouts because that's the way the game is today. But you're not that game.
Your over is up to 12 too.
Yeah, that's not and San Francisco's hitting the ball and Colorado's not. But I do like the next one. And I don't really like Chris Archer very well, but I think this is a good spot for him. He's off a game score 21. Oakland's one of the worst offenses going in baseball right now. And the young kid Logue, however you say his name, he's off a game score 76, hasn't really had any setbacks. But I think this is the time where, you get into that role reversal thing here. And I think you're getting a pretty good price with Minnesota. I mean, you got a second place team in Minnesota against probably the team that other than Baltimore. Oakland might lose more games than Baltimore. They might they might lose 100 in some games. So I think they're a real big bottom feeder, and now you only got to pay minus 120, minus 124. So give me Chris Archer. I'm on that one. I like that one, and then I'm staying away from Bumgarner and Gonsolin. Because the Dodgers, they just haven't really been they got spanked by Philadelphia, man. I mean, Philadelphia went out there and just beat them up. Not that I think Arizona is going to beat them up, and I don't think Bumgarner's the pitcher that's going to slow him down a lot. But they've seen him so many times, and Gonsolin has been very good against Arizona. And I like Gonsolin to bet on, but not when he's a big favorite. I like him when he's a small favorite and or a road to underdog, because that guy's got some heart in him.
For me, I love the breakdowns. I like your eyes on the Miami full game there. You're getting plus 114, 115 on that one. Pittsburgh and the Cubs, I had nothing. Atlanta, Milwaukee, we talked about it this morning, and the ECSI VIP guys have 2 plays. I like to sneak in there. You can get Peralta short money minus the hook first 5. Now, we know Anderson's a good pitcher. It's going to be a matter of, is Milwaukee, the under over opened at 8. It is 7.5 at circa, now 8. Is Milwaukee going to have at least a 1-run lead there? San Fran, Colorado, again, I would lean San Fran and would, but again, it looks like a shootout. The winner's going to have to get a touchdown and an extra point probably to win that game. Arizona, LA, they were within 3 outs of getting swept by the Phillies. Nice rally there. I think it's tailor-made today for the Dodgers. Now, you cannot get into the first 5. The first 5 for the Dodgers today, minus the hook, is minus 150. Yet, full game, you can get them at minus 105. We're 2-1 this year in releasing them, so we're hoping to go 3-1. I think the Dodgers bats wake up. I think they get it's early and often, and I can see them winning by 2, 3, 4 runs today there. No feel on Tampa Bay and Detroit. Yankees and Baltimore, the whole world's on the Yankees. They own them 5-1 already. Their last 6 there, Severino versus Bradish. Baltimore's been sneaky first 5, but this is usually a launching pad for the Yankees. But you said the fences have been moved back. Seattle and Toronto, a lot of questions I fielded today about this. Kukuch has pitched a lot better his last couple starts. Which Kukuch you're going to get? The Toronto bats have been lifeless, and the Seattle tends to score a lot for flex, and Seattle's batting a lot better. So I like your take on that game. Houston, Boston, what really caught my eye here is the total is up to 9. It is cloudy and overcast. I think they'll get the game in. I think there will be some runs scored here. I do not, as everyone knows that watches and listens, I do not like Whitlock as a starter. The team is a lot better with him in the back end. He was set up perfectly his last start to go 5 or 6. He pitched 3 innings, I think, for 89 pitches, or 4 innings and 89 pitches. Odorizzi, since we've been bashing him, I think his last 3 starts have been great. Houston has been pitching well. If you want a prop today, guys, take Alvarez for a homer. I don't know what the number is, but just anyone that decides to pitch to that guy, he's going to hit a homer. Syndergaard, Texas. I actually liked from the eye test Texas. I thought the numbers low. I thought they were baiting you for some angel money here. On paper, Syndergaard does have the edge versus Gray. For me, I left it on the desk, but I think the Rangers are sneaky here today. White Sox, Kansas City. If you Venmoed me 100 to bet on Cueto, I'd Venmo you 200 back. I cannot believe this guy's still pitching. Yet they're favored. Believe it. Under over a 9. Like you said, I think Kansas City could possibly score 9 today. And Archer and Logue. Again, I don't know which Archer you're going to get. He has shown flashes coming off of a bad game score, so he's due for a good one. Minnesota traveling to a team that cannot score a lot of runs on paper. Looks like the side. Closing thoughts, Scott.
Yeah, I wrote an article yesterday, and I think that it's worth checking into every once in a while. You got to look at base runs and the standings on base runs, because base runs are the equivalent. It's not like a Pythagorean theory, but it's kind of close. The idea with base runs is that you can get based off of what a team's offense has done and the characteristics of their scoring, and then what the pitchers have done and what they've allowed. You can then have a team of what they should have won versus what they did win. And I think it's an interesting look because, in the article, I just, the first one that comes up is the American League East. And in the American League East, the Yankees are 25-9. and their base runs record is 22-12. So they've actually won 3 games more than what they should have. But if you then start to break it down and you look at the Blue Jays are 18-17, should be 17-18. The Rays are 21-14. But this is where you got to look at it and go, wait a minute. They're 21-14, but they should be 18-17. So they've won 3 more games than what they should have. But when you're 18-17, that's much different than 21-14. That's close to 500. So if you're close to 500 and you're being bet like you're a top-notch, big-time team, you're overvalued. And I think that in a lot of ways you want to look towards what those teams present you, and you want to figure that out and go, oh, this is where you want to be betting against the Rays, not on the Rays. Whereas vice versa, the Red Sox, they've won 13 games and they've lost 21, but should have won 16 and lost 18. So they've lost 3 games more than what they should have. So they are, in theory, 8 games, 7.5 games behind the Rays, but in base runs, they're only 2.5 games behind the Rays. So it makes a big difference on how you look at teams. Another division that I didn't break down, I just put it in the article, was the Central, right? Because, Chicago got off to such a bad start. They're 16-17. They've been hurt. But there really should be 14-19. At 14-19, only the Royals are worse than them in that division. So that tells you how bad they've been playing and how lucky they've been to be able to get the record that they do have. So it doesn't surprise me when a good team like the Yankees went in there and they just throttled them. So you got to look at stuff like that, because I think that it helps you really get a full grip and a grasp of who's good and who's not, because it can be very deceiving just by looking at one-loss records.
Yeah, for me, in closing remarks, with such the crazy weekend that we had with the NBA, NHL, a lot of series wrapping up for us here at ECSI. We got 10 full days or plus 10 days of 7 games of action coming down to overtime, power plays, penalties, face-offs, NBA game 7s, and who in their right mind thought that Luka would match Phoenix in the first half, 27 apiece. Just, you can't script this kind of stuff. So where I'm going here is, pick your spots today. If you like one game, play that one game. If you like 2 games, then, try to shorten this menu here, because this week alone, we have the PGA Championship, the 5th major. We have the Preakness. Yes, without Strike Rich, but still Epicenter and a few other of the horses that raced in the Derby will be there, and a few others that weren't there. You have the second round of the NHL. You have the Eastern and Western Conference Finals in the NBA. And, of course, you have baseball all week. So there is action around the clock. There's no need to, push the envelope or push all in on a Monday or a Tuesday when we're just warming up here. So always, 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 if you can, pick your spots. You're not going to get rich overnight. You can get broke overnight, but you're not going to get rich overnight. So with that said, I want to thank to all our loyal listeners and followers. Without you guys, there'd be no ECSI. Anyone watching right now that has not, I repeat, has not subscribed to our YouTube or Twitch channel, please go over to East Coast Sports Investors and subscribe. It's free. It takes you 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button, and on the way out, hit the like button. That's it. And if you tell a friend, a next door neighbor, your cousin, or tell your husband or wife to do the same thing, we appreciate it. It's like tipping the dealer in blackjack. That's all. And also remember this: if you are wagering or investing tonight, please do it responsibly. If you do have a problem, pick up the phone. There's an 800 number available. Ask for help. Why? Myself and Scotty care. We want to see you here today, tomorrow, next week, next month, through 2022 and beyond. From myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, from Scotty Webb at Webby20 MLB, we wish everyone a blessed evening. Have some fun. Cash a few tickets tonight and come join us in the morning.